Now let's talk about what has actually happened in the climate during the last 1,000 years. So we ended the last video looking at this figure, what's happened over the last 18,000 years. So now we're going to come in and focus just on this period here. Let me zoom in. This is what we would see from the last 1,000 years. About 1,000 years ago, around 1000 AD, temperatures were right around this average value, but you could see that for a large portion of that period, the temperatures actually dipped significantly. This period between about 1400 and about 1820 is known as the Little Ice Age, where temperatures were unusually cold all around the whole globe. Here we're looking specifically at the northern hemisphere, but it happened all around. And center of civilization then was in Europe. They definitely felt it a lot in this time period. They felt very huge drops in temperature. And since then, our temperature has been warming up significantly. Not only warming up from the Little Ice Age back to the normal temperatures, but have also exceeded that, and now we're nearly half a degree higher than what we were 1,000 years ago. So what can we see about the last 100 years? Well, the last 100 years we've seen the largest increase in temperature of any century during the last 1,000 years. Again, if I go back here, this isn't the first time we've had a significant warming. We saw one 10,000 years ago, another one about 13,000 years ago. But in the last 1,000 years, this last century has definitely seen the largest increase of any other century of the last millennium. We've had an increase of 0.6 degrees Celsius. Doesn't seem like much, but when you compare that to the changes that we've seen over the last 1,000 years, it's very significant. It definitely makes a huge change in climate and weather patterns. Well, why are we having an increase in temperature? There are a lot of reasons. And a lot of scientists will point straight at carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases as the cause. We have to be careful with the cause because there are lots of causes. Definitely carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases are playing a huge role. But there are other variables that are causing an increase in temperature as well, including the fact that we are still coming out of an ice age. Our Earth is naturally warming up. We'll talk more about that one later on in a different video. But here's what we're looking at over the last 100 years. We started off mid-1800s at the end of the Little Ice Age, and temperatures returned to normal. And kind of hung out around normal for a while. And then since the 1970s, mid-70s, we've noticed that the temperatures have definitely been increasing quite consistently from year to year since that time period.